welcome everyone to another live stream. Thank you for tuning in. Let's jump right into what is going on in the charts. So we'll be covering all the macro things. And with that being said, let's jump right into what Bitcoin is doing. So I'm just going to remove everything so we can clear up some of the chart. Now, we do have bearish divergences everywhere on the chart. I've shown you guys the divergences chart a few times, right? And I'll walk through them, what I'm seeing here, as there are confirmed bearish divergences. Now, if for divergences to be confirmed, you actually need a break of a certain level. So we'll just look at the RSI here. I'll pull up the price. We can see that this oscillator is moving down, while obviously we've seen, now this is the daily chart, we've seen the price going higher. For the divergence to be confirmed, it needs to break below the lower low down here, or actually create the lower low. Now this has now been confirmed. This is Bitcoin on the daily chart. We've got a massive rejection, and also we have the big news in 48 hours about. We have the Fed interest rate decision. They are forecasting 4.625, so taking out a 25 basis point rate hike. So the market has rallied into it, and it seems like it is treating it as a buy the rumor, sell the news event. But it's good that we're kind of seeing a little bit of a retracement into the announcement. Although we're pretty much oversold on all of the indicators. It's very toppy up here. Maybe we should just start on the weekly, because we did close a weekly today, being Monday, right? So this candle, I mean, this is very powerful on the daily. We have made higher highs over here, so that's pretty good to see. Although we have not made higher highs on the total 2 market cap. Now, total 2 is the market cap excluding BTC. If we take a look at total 3, which is excluding BTC and Ethereum and the stable coins, on the weekly still haven't made a higher high. So a little bit of unregularity there. We're not really seeing the overall market moving together, but I wouldn't take too much I won't put too much weight on that. So yeah, let's look at what the dollar index is doing. I have the line chart on because I was looking for divergences. I mean, we're still sitting below the 50% of this massive move. This is still pretty much confirmed a correction by now, and not, or a downtrend and not a correction by now. Yeah, I mean, you can't really say there are divergences here as well, which is actually quite good to see, as doesn't look like the dollar wants to reverse anytime soon. The indicators are going lower, the price is going lower, so the dollar index looks good. Let's see what people are doing on their stable coins. So this is a little bit concerning. You can see on the line chart the prices going lower, right? And if we just take a look at the RSI here, you can just see a massive uptrend on the RSI, right? So if we pull up our divergences chart over here, we can see when price is going lower, right at the top here, we have bullish divergence, price is going down, yet the oscillator is going up. And this has been confirmed actually. Not only once, but twice already. This has been confirmed, double bullish divergence. So an imminent reversal here on the Twitter chart, and we can see already, or Tether chart, excuse me. So when the Tether chart, the Tether dominance goes up, people are putting money into stable coins and obviously exiting Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. All of the cryptocurrencies. So on the daily, definitely we have a reversal or a signal for a divergence, or a divergence confirmed yet, but this doesn't mean it has to play out, right? A divergence is very powerful, especially a hidden bullish divergence. This is strong, but you know, the market, anything can happen. On the weekly, it still has a lot more room to go down on the RSI. So as you can see, there are some signs in the market. We've got divergences on Bitcoin. We have bearish divergences on Bitcoin. We have bullish divergences on the stable coins, which means that the market wants to reverse. Bitcoin dominance also confirmed bullish or bearish divergences here. And when this goes down, so this is pointing to the downside, a little bit downside on the daily, which means that some of the altcoins will actually get to have a little bit of a run in the next few days. Remember, the altcoins tend to do really well when Bitcoin is moving sideways above its 200-day moving average. Let's just pull up. So this is a smoothed out. Okay, so we're not above it actually. Maybe we should just use a normal moving average. And see if it changes at all if we put in the 200 over there. Yeah, okay, so we are. So when we are moving sideways above the 200 simple moving averages for Bitcoin, the altcoins tend to do well. It might even come down to retest these levels. But remember, never chase the market. Like, if you're going to be buying Bitcoin up here in the long term, we're still where professionals will be going long. This is on the longer term, still in the reload zone. We can see it's between the 61 and the 78.6 level. So technically, this is where value is at, but we're conservative, right? We want to get good deals. So this is the area in here that we would be interested to get some more Bitcoin for our long-term stack, if that is something that you are doing. And we can see how beautifully these reload zones line up. This is very powerful when they stack up like this. And you can use this analysis on any coin, whichever you like, right? Generally, just we want the market to come to us and not chase it, because this is generally where retail tries to FOMO in, right? And they then sit underwater for a while. I had this image up there the whole time. I'm sorry about that. I had the divergences chart up there the whole time. But I mean, we pretty much got what you said, right? So overall, I mean, it looks a little bit toppy. Even the MACD has confirmed divergences here. So we've covered, let's look at Ethereum quickly. So this is the daily chart. Let's just look on the weekly. I mean, obviously there's no divergences on the weekly yet. And we've had these massive divergences actually on the weekly. See, oh, not on, maybe we should quickly look on the weekly on Bitcoin. So yeah, price went lower. And then we had these massive divergences on the RSI. And this has now been confirmed, right? So confirmed bullish divergences. It's played out already, but it doesn't mean on the long term that it's done just quite yet. I mean, this can get pretty oversold. We can see what tops look like. It gets extremely oversold on the weeklies. I mean, on the weekly, still a lot of time, but the shorter time frames on the daily, it's very toppy, right? Let's just go back to Ethereum and see what we can see there. So we had divergences here, price going higher, yet the indicators are going lower, and this has been confirmed. See, we made a new lower low, and in fact broken below it, so that's a confirmed bullish divergence. Has it played out yet? Not quite yet, I don't think so. But we do have a hidden bullish divergence, but not confirmed yet. It needs to break above this level up here. I mean, this can get really, really technical. It did kind of fake you out over there, and then continued with the larger bearish divergence. But it does look like the altcoins do have a little bit more strength than Bitcoin. We can also see on the total 3 chart, without the major caps, that we haven't even made a new higher high over here. Let's quickly look at the crypto bubbles. This is the monthly and versus Bitcoin, and we can just see some of these altcoins, how well they have performed in the last month, in the month of January. And this is versus BTC, so they're not only outperforming the US dollar, but the BTC chart as well. The Aptos is dangerous because this is very much a VC funded coin. Charts don't like making V bottoms like this. Do we have bearish divergences? We had a bearish divergence here. It's not confirmed yet, but all the way from here already. Markets don't like to bottom like this. Do not chase this. Remember, always we're waiting down here for these levels, right? Let's look at it versus the USD chart. I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Yeah, this is technically still a V bottom down here. A small W, but nothing significant. I won't be surprised if we come all the way back to $4 to retest this. And I mean, what's the market cap on this thing? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's massive right now. And there's literally nothing built on it, and it's slow as well. Let's see what Aptos rating is on. Over here, ranked 50th, 2 billion market cap, and there's literally no products that I know of. Look at this low transparent trading volume, 2%. I've never seen anything as bad as that. Very bad. Let's take a look at the monthly chart for you guys. Let's pull up the cipher. So the monthly has not closed yet. But let's see. Yeah, we have a green dot on the monthly. We've talked about how rare these monthly green candles are, especially when the indicators are so oversold. I mean, it's definitely not a place to get bearish here, but this week closes in 2 days. Yeah, 2 days. Then we obviously get the FOMC meeting as well. So I'm pretty sure this is going to close as a green monthly dot down on the cipher. So that's pretty powerful. What's Ethereum saying? Ethereum also has a green dot. I mean, the dollar has a red dot 3 months ago. So definitely a breakdown on the... Oh yeah, we can quickly look at the ES. I mean, the stock market had a green dot. Look at this, eh? This green dot. The last time we had this green dot was in 09, the bottom of 09. Obviously, look what happened here. I mean, everybody's bearish, yet the charts are telling us something way different, right? This green dot has been confirmed by December already. Let's go down to the daily. We've pretty much cleared this downtrend already, and we're above the 200-day moving average as well. Well above that trend line that's been spooking us for a while, not only on the daily but the weekly as well, and on the log charts. Let's see the daily on the log chart. I mean, that is a perfect confirmation as well, perfect retest. I mean, all of this looks pretty good, but Bitcoin has had a pretty strong run. I won't be surprised if we do get that correction. But then again, I also told you guys that I won't be surprised if we see 25K. We're pretty much very close to it right now. Let's look at the X ecosystem coins. Do put in charts that you want me to take a look at on other time frames, if that is something you want me to take a look at. Now, I've looked at X a little bit, and I mean, this looks pretty good. There's no divergences here. This is a lower price here. Now, for this to get scary is if we start breaking these areas down here, right? If we start closing below the 1.9 cents. This is technically a double top, but the charts don't look really oversold at all. This is lower, so there's no bearish divergences, not even from there on the RSI. Yeah, I mean, no divergences. Do we have bullish divergences? No, not really. We're simply just consolidating below these areas. Let's pull up the moving averages. Let's see what the 200 is telling us. I'm pretty sure we're still below the 200. Yeah, so it is chilling at 3.4 cents. So the last time we retested it, we got rejected violently up there. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. We're not close to it yet. And this looks really healthy. Let's look on the 3-day. Perhaps we see something there. Okay, so let's just put on the line chart. If we put on the line chart, we do not have bearish divergences, but the candlesticks do. But I don't like using the candlesticks because these indicators close when you have the close of the candle. So there's no reason to really look at the candlestick. Let's just look here. 163. 163.552. So this is higher here. So it's going up. So there is actually bullish divergence here on the OBV, hidden bullish divergence, which is pretty powerful. The 3-day for HEX. We got so oversold. We've never been this low on the 3-day RSI with bullish divergence. Price going lower, price going higher. Yeah, so really nothing worrying me on the HEX chart at all. It looks much healthier than what Bitcoin and Ethereum are looking like. So communists still trading along. I mean, I've just been drawing random charts, patterns on this chart, but it's really not, you guys know I don't really look at patterns, right? I play more off price action, and technically we're still in an uptrend. We have higher lows, so there's not much to say here. I don't know, this RSI is probably not printing because there's so many zeros, eh? Yeah, let's look at the Ishimoku cloud for you. Do you think we need to look at it on a higher time frame or with more data? Let's just remove some of these indicators. So the blue line looks like an average, and it was actually popped above it recently, right? So that looks good. The red line has been rejecting us. It's sitting at 4.6. Let's just pull up CoinTrader Pro. So it has a little bit more data. Um, so I'm just seeing that we're actually above. Look how the Bollinger Band squeezed us here. Oh, this is not the right chart. Let's look at the coin market cap chart. Just quickly look at the Bollinger Band. We're squeezing nicely. We're above the middle line. But once again, I won't chase here. Value is down here at 2.1 cents. But I still believe there's still a lot more room to go as the indicators are pretty laxed. So this is cool. We're above the red cloud. Let's pull up the weekly. Lagging span lead. Conversion line, baseline, lagging lead, plot background. So we're still bearish because this is red. It's starting, the cloud is starting to get smaller. Right? What is the red line? The red is the baseline. The lagging line is the green line. It's like orange. What's the blue line? Conversion line. It has acted as resistance, and we're now finding support on it on the weekly. So I guess that's good. This will start pushing us upward, as we've been below it pretty much the whole of the bear market, but only peeking through it a few times on the massive rallies. Okay. Let's look at ICOSA. See if we have any topping signals up here. No divergences yet on the RSI. Do have bearish divergences on the MACD. Price going higher, yet the MACD is going lower. Volume, nothing major there. It's in confluence with the price action, but still it's a little bit overextend, or it's not where value is at, is what I mean. This is technically a V bottom. Value is at 40 cents. Let's see what Hedron is doing. Confluence, we don't have any divergences. I mean, this looks pretty good. if we do go off the larger time frame, right, we are in the reload zone. This is I spoke very loudly at everybody and telling them that this was the reload or the nosebleed section, right? And that I wanted this to come down a lot more. Now, this is technically where value is at the 78.6 level. This is a deep retracement. This is actually where you should be interested. And you don't really hear anybody talking about Hedron currently, except the regulars. But this is much more valuable down here than up there. I wanted to look at something. Confluence, obviously no divergences there. This looks good. It didn't really even form a bullish divergence before. I know there's lots of buy orders down here. Let's see the 303. So a third of all of the liquidity is actually sitting as buy support. It's not bad considering we're literally at the bottom of the range. Oh yeah, let's look at the weekly. And it's not bad. I mean, we're actually higher. We're lower than we were up here. So price is going higher, yet the indicators are going lower. So this is a hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. Price is going higher. You can see continuation. The price is going higher, yet the oscillator is going lower. Do you think still Hex will fall back to the 3 cent and can touch lower levels? Do you think still Hex will fall back from 3 cent and touch lower levels? We're definitely going to see a retracement from those areas. There's lots of confluence or resistance at those levels. But if you're bullish, you want a reversal, you would want to see the price chart create a higher low. This is a low right here, which is higher, another higher low down here. And we want to see a weekly W as well. By now, we still just have the V, and you want to have a higher low down here. So obviously the market can do anything, right? But so to answer your question, I think it would be healthy to get a retracement at the, let's just see here. Yeah, from the 3.7 cent area, if we get that high. And then I would like to see a retracement. Let's maybe do it on the daily chart. From this high up here. Pretty much getting into resistance right now. We're in the reload zones for the shorts. So if we do get as high as 2.9 cents, maybe we get a rejection there. I mean, if we blast higher than the 3 cent area, then we might actually have to be looking at these areas for, yeah, the 3.7 area. If we break above these areas, which it does look likely that we are. Yeah, then you would have to wait for the retracement to happen. If you're bullish, you want this to create a higher low. And if you're bearish, you obviously want these areas to be broken down here. So it would be healthy if we get a retest at this level. That would still be fine at the 2 cent area. Then we would have a weekly W as well. And this is good market structure for a bottom. But it's a little bit too early still. And you, in fact, want to see a W like that. You want to see, for a long-term hold, you want to see a W, which is just a double bottom or a higher low to consider a long-term investment. like 3 to 5 years time. So yeah, to answer your question, I do not know if we are going to break these lows, but we are definitely going to see a correction after we get to the 3 to 4 cent area. But we'd have to see how it plays out if we get to those higher price ranges. I don't know if you guys want me to look at the Texan token, just for interest sake. It looks good. We've broken this W. We've come to the top of the range. So we're just ranging simply in this area. And it does look like this needs to spend a little bit time here to create some pent up action and then explode to wherever it wants to go. Poor pleb. I really don't think maybe chucking a little bit like less than 5%. I mean, even 1% of your overall portfolio at this. I mean, how many holders are there? I think there's like 7,000 holders. You could probably look at it on Etherscan quickly. Yeah, 7.2 thousand holders. So, I mean, this can easily 10x like to 70,000 holders. That would 100x the price for you. That's why you always risk small percentages and never throw the boat at something, because if it does just simply go to zero, you only lose a very small percentage of your overall portfolio. This is a V bottom, and I don't like V bottoms. This is technically a double top. Let's look at the RSI. You guys know what I'm going to say. Let's put on the line chart. So it is technically going higher. So we do have bearish divergences at the top here. It's a little overextended, right? This is poor pleb, if you don't know. It's not confirmed yet. You need a break of this for it to be confirmed down here. What is that level? Let's just redraw that. Like 60. Which would set this up beautifully to come down and create a higher low. And then a large, so what I'm talking about is something like this. Then you've got your large W, which would probably show up on the weekly and obviously up on the daily. And then from there you can do extensions to see what you can wear. You can even sell off on a double on this coin. And when you have a massive large W, you can then, yeah, a little bit complicated. Let's not get it right into that. Nice, I almost asked about both, okay? I'm pretty well, to be honest. Zen convinced me to become a builder, so starting that journey slowly here now. Are you a fan of the WhatsApp? Yes, I am. I have actually, when the auctions happened, I sold some Hedron to create another stake. So yeah, I have 2 WhatsApp stakes going, and one of mine is pretty close to being done. And what I will do then is, maybe I should show you guys. I don't know if you guys know this, but to get the lowest, okay, we should probably pull it up here. To get the lowest stake term, it's best to end your stakes, right? And create multiple wallets to then, let me think this through. Because the faster you can compound your gains, like end the stake and make a new stake, the faster your gains are going to be. You don't actually get more for staking longer. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. So the quicker you take your profits and then create more stakes, the better you'll do, pretty much. So we can see here that if you make a stake of 202, you will get, I think it's a 30-day, that's the lowest stake term. Then if you stake 2000, you will have a 90-day stake. Don't quote me on the terms, but I know that the 202 is the shorter term, then the 2024 is the medium, and then obviously the larger the staking terms. Okay. So what I'm going to do is in about 20 days, I'm going to end that stake and split it up on different accounts and then stake this 202. I think I'm just have to check it. I know guys should check out what's that guy's name? Maximus, I think. He has a different name on, he creates content exclusively on, well, not exclusively, but mostly on the ICOSA. So yeah, I do like it. And I'm speculating, I wanted to maybe sell some ICOSA for my little lady strategy on an exchange, but the gains are too good. And there's no reason to be selling a new coin like this at the bottom of the market. Like, how many holders do we have? We have even less holders of ICOSA. But I wonder if it counts the staked. Probably doesn't count the staked ICOSA. Yeah, Maxim Broadcast. Thanks, dude. You stake the WhatsApp now. I am staked now in WhatsApp. I have 2 stakes currently, and one is ending pretty soon, which I will then split up into shorter stakes. The WhatsApps can't be ended, Hans. They were a one. Oh, I'm so confused. Sorry, dude. I have one WhatsApp. WhatsApp is the NFT. Oh my goodness. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I've confused myself. I do have one WhatsApp, and I'm holding on to it as long as possible. I have it still staked from the first day all the way to today. Shout out to use 0077 for the subscription. You good? We're all in the same storm. Yeah, sometimes it gets a lot to remember what everything is about. Yeah, so we looked at per pleb. I don't have any, but I think I am going to get some when we get down to these levels, right? So I mean, the RSI is pretty oversold. We haven't been this high just yet. So you guys can hear, like, I want this to come down a little bit so I can throw a percentage at this and just hold it, right? UFO the Duke, what's up, dude? My pleasure, dude. This helps me as well to wrap my head around everything, and it reminds me of things. So this is PLSD. There's a lot of negative sentiment. I don't hold any. I sold mine down here, the free version that I got. Obviously I would have liked to have sold up here, but X was incredibly cheap, and I think that's actually what I funneled where I got my WhatsApps and my ICOSA position from. So not really bleak at all. This is, I mean, it's hard to say about Pulse Doge now because they're pretty much there's too many products, right? They're losing that market effect, right? So I mean, what I probably would want to look for is, now we don't have any bullish divergences yet. The RSI hasn't been this low yet. And if you were ever interested to get some Pulse Dogecoin for some reason, this is technically where you should be interested, right? The RSI is pretty low. This is the reload zone. Yeah, so I mean, the volume is declining a lot. Yeah, so I don't really know. I'm a little bit concerned about the fundamentals. They're making another new coin right now, so. But I mean, if you're, how many holders does this have now? So 12,000. I mean, for this to 10x, 120k holders. And there's large whales that really can't exit their positions, so they need to continually create more coins or more coins. I don't want to FUD this at all, but I mean, you can probably wait. Yeah, I mean, if you throw like 0.5 or 1% of your portfolio at this just for fun and maybe sell half and a double, this is a good trading coin. Yeah, I really don't know. I'm probably not interested after this. I'll just see how it plays out. Let's see what Pulse Bitcoin is doing. Just chilling at $1. It took a little bit of a punishment. Do have bullish divergences forming, prices going lower, yet the indicators are going higher. It's not confirmed as of yet. Let's then look at ASIC. Yeah, I'm not endorsing any of this, right? I hold none of any of this. And I'm really not interested in getting some at all. Nothing against the product. So no divergences. The RSI is low. I mean, this is technically where you should be interested. This is where value is at. We're well below the reload zones. I mean, this is either the turnaround now because there's just so much negative sentiment around it, or this is going lower and failing majorly. And that's up to you to decide, because I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do. The Wolverine dump token, yeah. The fact that you basically only discussed my bag minus one token makes me bullish on my picks, to be honest. I got so lucky to get dragged into X. That's actually why I don't think it's a bad thing to. And other that Broke Boy Crypto also talked about it, to engage the Zen community. I mean, they can either stay in Zen or come to X, which we consider to be a good product, right? And I mean, if they're minting Zen for free, which you can do, they can obviously bring their bags over to our ecosystem. And I mean, this doesn't look great, right? I've talked about this a few times. You need to start creating, and the indicators aren't really, they're just chilling at the bottom. This doesn't look great, right? This is just going off a technical. If you don't believe in technical analysis, that's fine as well. But we need to create higher lows, right? We're getting very, very close to this low once again. And I'm not going to make predictions, but I speculate that this is going to be broken again. And unless something changes, unless we start creating higher lows, and start creating market structure, which is just a fancy way of saying higher lows or W's, and you can finally break out of this W, then you can start looking at higher prices. But until that doesn't happen, like, I'm so unbiased, like, don't hate it, don't date it, just trade it. Like, that's simply my my philosophy with these things. And if you're risking very small positions, which that is where risk management comes into the picture, right? You need to manage your risk. There's no reason you should be throwing massive amounts at one coin. unless you've done your fundamental analysis. Now, I am 90% into HEX, as many of you guys know, and more. But I've done the fundamental analysis, right? I've been here since 2017. I know what a good coin looks like. And I like the fact that it is immutable. It can't be changed. It trades off exchanges. I can hold my coins in my own wallet without having to put it on exchanges, etc., etc., etc. So yeah. Yeah, and that's where I think DB is that we're talking about vampires, but we can always vampire some of the Zen guys. Why not? So yeah, I think let's just see if I missed any chat messages. In a few years, when I dox myself, you will see how accurate that statement is, lol. I was in a rough trajectory and completely turning it around. But this is the time where you'd be amazed. The fact that you are here now at the bottom of the market says a lot. Like the bull market gets incredibly euphoric, right? And that's when, but 3 years from now, it's definitely a good thing to take some profits up till. And I pretty much in a few months' time, you can literally throw money at anything and look like a genius, as it will perform incredibly well. Do you think Hex, Chad, do you think Hex will outperform Pulse Chain and Pulse in the next bull run? I have liquid Hex, debating on staking or swapping from Pulse. Your thoughts? Generally, new coins just do outperform if they've got product market fit. So in no way do I think Hex will outperform Pulse Chain. At least we're going to see a 200x in Pulse Chain. But then obviously you need to buy the lows, right? Or if you have a sacrifice stack, that stack is definitely looking to do at least a 200x, maybe more, in this cycle at least. And we're not even talking about 2 or 3 cycles from now. So I don't see Hex outperforming it. I'm looking at from maybe $1 all the way to $4 with Hex. But I don't think Hex can outperform new coins, especially not Pulse and Pulse X. So I'm not telling you what to do. What I am doing is I am holding a liquid bag of Hex to... No, I haven't really thought about it. I've got a large position in Hex and I've got a good sacrifice stack. So yeah, what many people are doing is they're holding their Hex liquid now, because the stable coins will pretty much, it will be a race to zero for them, where we know that PHEX will have value on the other side, and many people are speculating that PHEX will in fact outperform. But then you need to keep into consideration that you're going to be having 2 copies of HEX, which will both do pretty well, definitely go up in value. They might even, yeah, we're not going to talk about the parity. I think it's a stupid argument to have. And then when you get the copy on the other side, you can instantly go into a pulse position. So yeah. So at this point, the answer is pretty much the same. If I wanted to get a pulse position, I would be holding HEX right now. So there's not really a change in what I think, right? Or there's no other way to put it. You're either, if you want to get pulse, you're getting HEX right now. And if you want to hold HEX because you think it will be outperforming, then you're pretty much holding HEX right now. But I would wait for a little bit of a retracement. But that's just what I will do. I like cheap prices. but you're probably going to have to fight some FOMO, as most of the market and especially altcoins do look like they want to outperform a little bit as Bitcoin consolidates because it's performed really well, really well. Dollars cost averaging in and out, just so you know, all planned out at dollar cost average over the time and reload the next bear market. Found Hex around day 900, so first cycle, but aware of it. Yeah, at least you're learning about it when we're down like 90%, not up here, which generally this is what retail chases. They chase these green candles and they FOMO in up here, so you can be really lucky that you found and that you're interested during this time. I mean, this is golden. Steph called the bottom on Hex. Yeah, Steph, actually, this is his second time calling the bottom. He seems a lot more confident now. Yeah, and if you go by this drawing, I mean, pretty much if we were seeing the altcoins perform like they haven't performed in all of the bear market. So, but this is the start of the accumulation phase of the basing out area, right? These coins will do these massive pops, but believe me when I tell you, they are going to come back to their reload zones. And the higher they go, the higher the reload zone goes, right? So wherever they top out, I simply just pull up my Fibonacci tool and get it when it gets back into the reload zones. These massive pumps are just the market signaling to you that it's time to get interested, right? Whatever you're interested in getting, even maybe if it's Aptos, you just go, you pull up your Fib tool. How it's in reverse here, so don't mind where I'm pulling it from, and getting it when it gets back into these areas, right? The $9 area, maybe throw a percentage there, the 6.7, a small percentage there. And that's what the little old lady does, is she ladders down her position and never exceeding more than 5% on any which coin. Like never even getting that high, because she doesn't want to hold just 20 coins. She wants to get a little bit of everything, because it's pretty much impossible to tell what is going to outperform. And if one goes to 0, right, you still have a lot more that maybe do 100x, 1000x, 10,000x. This cryptocurrency is the best performing price, the best performing asset that there's ever been. And it's not going to change anytime soon, at least not this cycle, because the money printing is just absolutely ridiculous. Finbear, what's up? Club Hexico 2036, thanks for the subscription, dude. Can the perpetual hex do similar things with Zen Hex 50/50 payouts? Like, can the perpetual hex guys do similar things with Hex and Zen 50/50 payouts, like pooled? So you're talking about the maxi guys, right? The same value in Hex and Hedron maxi. There is a staking. The maxi stakers get payout in the other coins. When they stake in team, if they stake their maxi, they get team, and they earn, I think they earn the Hedron rewards of the shorter time frame stakes. I'm not quite sure, so don't quote me on that. I don't really understand your question quite well. But the maxi guys, if you're staking maxi and you hold team, you do get some of the Hedron rewards that gets paid out to the shorter time frames. I hope that answers your question. I'm not sure. To me, they pull things. But I mean, we've got pretty insane airdrops and rewards from just staking Hex, and I don't think it's going to be changing anytime soon. Now we got communists as well. So they pull the stakes because Dipcatcher was a little bit concerned about the in-stake fees on Ethereum in the future. We saw in-stake fees in thousands of dollars at the top of the market. So it is a very innovative what they did by pooling the stakes. So they can then end those stakes as a team. Wouldn't that force Xenians to become Hexicans if they participated? Oh, I see what you're saying. You can most probably build something like that. Maybe not, because the Zen and the Maxi contract has already been created. And I mean, it's probably possible if you wanted to make a Hex and a Zen stake at the same time. And that would... But then you can just create a perpetual Zen stake. So maybe a lot of people create the Zen stake together so they can then split the fees on the minting fee, because I promise you the Zen minting is going to be just as not as expensive as Hex, because Hex is pretty gas intensive. But it's going to be a hefty sum to end those Zen stakes at the peak of the bull market. So there is a little bit of an incentive to maybe, and then obviously then it would be a very cheap Zen mint, which you can then hopefully sell for profits. Things that literally pay out, it will stop dead low. Plan B caught the bottom on BTC, but he's been real wrong before. They had to create another band at the bottom of the rainbow chart. Eric Wall is actually one of his major critics. So this has been, I think Zen is half owned by Mumbai presently. Like if he just, there was actually a Hexican that suggested literally one line of code that would have made it so the bots couldn't mint, and he didn't want to do that, which is kind of weird. Anyway, I don't think, maybe it wouldn't even have played out better if he didn't allow the... I mean, I was one of the first guys that showed that the Chinese exchanges were bot farming. You can fork it. Anyone can fork it. Yeah, that's the thing about open source. Anyone can fork it. So I'm going to end this stream here. Thank you guys for watching. Jack encourages people to fork it, for your information. That's interesting, dude. I hope everybody makes money, especially in this market. Thank you guys for watching. Do like the video, subscribe. I will see you guys in the video tomorrow.